Hey, good afternoon, everybody. It's Mike with SmartOptionTrading.com. Happy New Year to everybody. It is Friday, January 3rd. As you can hear in my voice, I am extremely sick today, guys. I have the flu. I'm in a mess today, shivering, shaking, achy, hurt, voice in and out. Hung in all day. Wanted to get a quick video out for you guys. This goes out to my subscribers as well as to everybody who follows me on my email list as well as YouTube. If you're interested in learning more about me, smartoptiontrade.com. Come in, click on I do training. I also do my real-time option flow. Come in, you'll get access to my private Twitter feed where all the flow is called, news, events, videos, anything that's worthwhile, charts. We do a morning setup video every day that gets you prepared for the morning on things to be looking at and how to trade. You see I put that out there today. A recap video like this one, usually they're longer than this one's going to be today, just not feeling good. And we do a weekly mentoring webinar every Thursday night at 4 where I'm teaching. Last night we went over hedging. All this for $25 a month. I'm also live in a chat room for 3.5 hours a day. Give me a shot, try it out, $100 every month thereafter. I'm also about to put out my yearly outlook with about 15 to 18 names plus the indexes that I think can outperform the markets this year. All right, so let's talk about this week and let's talk about what's going on. When you look at this market, we had an event overnight. We had the assassination of the Iranian general. Now, take politics out of this. Let's just look at what this means for the market. We assassinated one of the top generals of Iran in Iraq when he landed. He was considered to be the favorite to become the next president to take over. There will likely be some retaliation. I'd be very shocked if there's no retaliation over this. That said, this market is resilient. It's not even the word for it. For the last 3 months, we cannot break this market. Even today, big gap down, and they've bought it all back here with 45 minutes to go into the close. This market refuses to dip. Every little piece of bad news is shrugged off. What does that mean? It means we'll see. If you're going into next weekend, we'll see what we get. If it's a quiet weekend, we likely gap up. If it's attacks and stuff happen over the weekend, we likely gap down. Pick your spot. I have a hedge on my large account, the Feb 18 calls on the VXX, and they did not take them off today. I'm leaving them on. All right. These lines here, 3% correction is 315. A 5% pullback, and a 5% pullback is at 308.64, and I put them on there so they can clearly see. Again, you can see here back above the 8-day, all the way back up here. This market is incredibly resilient. In my opinion, way too resilient, but that's beside the point. So that brings us to this week and what was good, and there was a lot to do. Let's just open up the charts big here. Apple had this huge move this week, right? Keeps going. This name will not give a break. Yesterday put a new all-time on here. Gap down today, took all the weakness back out over 300, just off the high here. Continues to be strong. Played that this week. We played AMD this week. Moved to a new all-time high yesterday. Explosive move, took out the 20-year high of 48.50. Then put in a new all-time high today of 49.39. This name to me needs a rest. I'm not really looking at it here. What else did I trade? Roku a little bit this week. Made some money, including today on it for a quick trade, a scalp on it. This week here for me today, guys, was all about finding things to do. There's some charts that are setting up nicely, like Disney on that downtrend breakout yesterday and inside day. Maybe there's something to be done in here, right? A lot of stuff starting to set itself up here. What else today? We saw oil names go. There was buying in rig all week. I traded out of some of my rig. I bought it back at 7. I've been in it for a while. I added a ton down at 626. I sold a bunch of it today at 727. And I think I have about 500 shares left, and I'll probably add 1,000 to 1,500 back if it comes in a little bit. It's one of my ideas I like for next year. Hint, that's in my guide. Bottom line is, no matter how you feel about the market here today, there was a lot of strength in this market this week. BABA put in highs, right? Look at BABA here, continues to ride higher. Huge move. JD joining it, right? Based yesterday, these things moved hard. Thinkorswim has been a very, very slow lately. IQ even moved, right? So we saw some move in some of the China names. Wow, I hate when Thinkorswim gets slow like this. Bottom line, the market's shown strength. Amazon, while this wasn't its week, it continues to kind of just hang out here and, moved itself up to this 1900 area again, not ready, but not falling apart. What else out there has been good? Square, we saw a bunch of buying in options on this week. They were buying let's go home up, they're down here, the March 75 calls. Interesting setup here. You had this reversal candle, bounced up into this downtrend. It's got to get above this downtrend. Obviously, I do part the charts on Sunday, but it's acting better. Micron, they bought a ton of the April 60 calls. Micron here trying to wake back up after this earnings report, acting well, pushing up. Xlink, another semi name we've been keeping our eye on. Yesterday popped into that gap, it yanked back today, remains on my radar. See how it's holding right at the gap level. This tells us that, you know, maybe at some point it wants to go, right? Maybe it wants to finish filling this gap. It could have fallen apart today and it didn't. You know, it's got room now all the way up to this 103.37 area. Another one that woke up today was Crowd. I kept watching Crowd. One of the reasons I'm not here in it now into the close is it's struggling to hold its gains. A ton of volume today, couldn't hold its gains, but I like this setup very, very tight on the Bollinger Bands. So bottom line is there's a lot going on in this market. There's a lot of undercurrents on this market. When you look at gold today, we got that big move up. Really don't know what's going on with TOS. And coming into my 1566.20 target, may consolidate there. Above that, this thing can go. It's been strong. We saw a Nugget and the gold miners move with it. Oops. All right, Nugget acting well. Big reversal today, though, which is interesting. Same thing with GDX. These things did not hold in as well as gold did. Crude also telling us that the market's not worried. If the market was extremely worried about what's going to happen in Iran, we would see this thing spiking higher than it did. It pushed up, came down. You know, but expect this to go up and test this 66.60 area again. And lastly, the VIX, guys. I just want to touch base with you on this. The VIX here is saying, wow, Thinkorswim is just pathetic here. The VIX here is saying that, you know, there's no fear in this market. Now, I want you to look at this. This 12 area has been where we reversed off of all year. You can see here it's pushed back up today. And look at this big, ugly reversal candle, right? All the way back down. Just no power whatsoever. You know, if there was fear in this market, this wouldn't be. I've been doing some reading. I can tell you again that that low volatility trade that we had back in 2018, there's a lot of these guys that got killed in it last time back in it because they made so much money leading up to it. And at some point when volatility comes back, they're going to unwind that. But for now, you can see here, there's just no volatility in this market. And, you know, if you're trying to stay short this market, it's not giving you easy reasons. So trade accordingly, trade your smart here. You know, Monday's a new day, a new week. I'm going to go home flat except for my long-term positions in my hedge. And, you know, we'll see what next week brings us. So I hope you all had a good day. Sorry today for people in my service. I wasn't very active today. You know, when you're sick, I try not to trade. I will catch you guys on Monday. Everybody have a fabulous weekend.